We'll come right here. So, yeah. This video has been made to help those on the road to affiliate streamer on Twitch and features who open up and-coming streamers using this method. Right? So the method is... But it's just... But like I said, at least they shouted me out. Do you know what I mean? I got a shout out. It does... No skin off my fucking balls. You know what I mean? Also, you're saying stuff about having, like, issues with, like, how I should set up things as well. The stuff that they're using, the font, is blue for starters. The checklist, fair enough, looks alright. But the fact they're using... So when the video itself was loading up, right? You can't really see what they've wrote. Like, you can, but it's very... Like, it doesn't pop out. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna edit, at least make your text pop out. Makes sense. Step 2, show skills, yeah. I'll put my cam down here. Skill shown, master of movement.
Oop, stuck.
It was PlayStation 2, 40 frames a second. Not PlayStation 2. It was PS4, like 40 frames a second. Crosshair placement. I think when it comes to crosshair placement, right, it means that the crosshair's in the middle of the screen. And no, by the way, the quality of the video is genuinely this, because I was streaming from a PlayStation, and this is when I had my capture card, and I was only just starting with it. Crosshair placement. Got to your aim. Lock on. Like I said, it's PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sportsmanship. So, me just going, oh, I believe that. Fair enough. I get rage when someone shoots me on a game. What a fucking revelation to the human psyche this is, that a person gets a little bit upset when they get killed on a game. And oh yeah, exactly, because yeah, exactly, Nick. As we all know, the best streamers are good at games. Well, it's just stupid. Like,
no, I don't believe that one bit.
So this is the bit we need to talk about, right? Because obviously, like I said, it's
English.
All right.
I do know a lot about sexual acts.
I can take it from here.
That's not right. You can't have a black sheriff in those days.
So I'm guessing that's either from the game, or that's an actual picture, and I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know. We didn't know if there are black sheriffs in it. Like, because you know this was an online. It just started as well. So we were like, well, that's why I was saying, is that accurate? Because it's like, you know, we didn't know.
As agreed.
That's not maybe being racist.
It's just
Like, in those days.
See, there we go. He literally goes to fucking explain it, and they cut that out. It's weird how you do that, isn't it? Stranger, you don't give context there. He literally goes to explain himself in said clip of why he thinks he's wrong, or like he thinks he's right, if you know what I mean. Like, he literally goes to explain himself, and then it's weird how you cut that off, though, didn't you? That wasn't my editing. That wasn't, you know, in the stream, because I couldn't have cut that off. It's a bit odd, that, isn't it? You don't provide context.
If you view my live stream until it finishes,
Build it.
right, I will buy you a pack of fives.
Yes.
Well, I won't technically buy them. I'll give you the money to buy them, but yeah, still.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Do you want to send me the link?
So, I ask my friends to watch my streams, right? As they should, but obviously they're not obligated to, and all this kind of stuff, right? And they don't, you know... It was funny to ask Kieran, because this was when I had, like, no followers. Well, I had, like, 100 followers, which isn't a lot. And Kieran knew people who also had Twitch and stuff like that. And Kieran is a friend that I would like to watch my streams because they're funny, and it's nice to have people in them. And yeah, me saying I'll buy you a pack of fags for being in my stream, that's meant to be something to build. That's building a community. Apparently, it isn't. It's just jokingly saying, "Watch my stream and I'll give you a cigarette." I don't get it. I know this is meant to be, like I say, it's funny. This is meant to have a bias to it, but I don't understand where they're coming from. Like, share stories, okay.
Do you say that to all the women?
I do, yeah.
I don't. They say to me.
What mod did I have on?
Get off my tits.
Yeah.
It's not rape.
That is probably non-consensual.
That is non-consensual rape, that case.
Badger.
That was
No,
me
let
back
him
in college.
talk, what
I used to, that was me back in early
Hang on a
days of my
second.
college. Just walk past girls and pinch the boobs and
Is
go
there any
mimi.
spray about? I don't even know where the spray's even gone.
Sometimes it got laughed and sometimes they punched me, but it
Yeah.
was all good.
Right.
Non-consensual touching in the cities.
Oh.
One more, Eve.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
So this is where... Okay, so this is an issue. Right, this just generally is an issue. I don't condone Kieran's actions in college. This was before we even knew him. He's not like that, and he knows he's changed from that. And it is, yeah, it's behavior that I don't condone at all. Like 100% do not fucking condone. He doesn't do it anymore because he just doesn't. And at least he's actually owned up to a sin yet. And even I also said to him in the stream that I don't condone their actions. I was being serious about it. Like, and there's also something you've left out in the fucking stream. There's bits where I even said that's not on. You shouldn't do that to people. And he even went to say, "Oh yeah, no," and then it just went quiet and awkward, like it normally does when you confront people. But that's again something that the person who's made this video had left out because they're trying to, like you say, but also trying to make me look bad. I've not got like billion. You do realize I don't have 1 million subscribers, right? I don't have like millions of followers. This isn't like a cancelable act because, you know what I mean? I've got nothing to lose. Like, do you know what I mean? And even so, if I had 4 followers and someone said that, I'd be like, that's not on because that's my views. You shouldn't fucking do that to people. And his sense of humor is very strange and very odd, but he knows and even if he said, "Oh, I don't do that anymore," and I'm not like that now, and I was like, well, even if you are joking about it, it's a bit dark, you know what I mean, to even be saying, but sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between dark humor if a person's being serious half the time, because I can't read sarcasm as well. Like, really bad at reading sarcasm.
One more, Eve.
Yeah.
One more what? Alright, this video. Hang on. Friendship comes with benefits, use them. Okay. Oh, yeah, my Peaky Blinders skin. Forgot about that.
What do you mean, Wolfist, by what happened?
I think it was about Kieran when he was about that he was touching tits unconsensually.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, wait, you didn't hear that conversation about Kieran touching tits unconsensually?
I completely blanked out.
It was.
I blanked out afterwards, yeah,
Yeah, it was when I
um,
was in college in my early days. I was friends with a lot of people, so I just went round squeezing the boobs.
It was when you were.
So he was friends with the people that he was squeezing the tits of. And I'm guessing they didn't condone his actions either. If they did, then fucking fair enough. England, do you know what I mean? But most of the girls that I know who Kieran was friends with were like that anyway. Do you know what I mean? They used to fucking grab his ass. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, he didn't do it at randomers either. You know what I mean?
When I think Holly was touching your tits.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and then.
Oh yeah, because Holly was on his stream. My ex used to come around my house. Well, I think we weren't going out. My ex used to come around my house, and that's how the conversation came up. Cause she came behind me, and went like that. You know what I mean? And that's how it came about. I remember that.
Who's talking shit about me, like?
Oh no one. I told you to shut up because it's technically classed as rape, and I'm pretty sure Wolf is like, no, allow him to speak.
That was a very awkward laugh, but it wasn't. That wasn't. If I remember right, that wasn't a laugh as in, like, yeah. It was as in, you know what I mean? Didn't know what to do because it's on a live stream. Let's see.
Allow him to let his friend get touched up inappropriately.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Basic math. Okay.
Because
This is on Ash's stream now.
say if you have a job right in the UK, you get.
I'm so jealous of the fact that he gets his fax works and mine doesn't.
What?
And I don't know why.
Let's just say.
Makes my PC run so bad.
And you do.
Alright.
I don't know. You do a normal 9 to 5, right? I don't know.
This was on a stream. If this was on a, I don't know whose server this was on.
Oh, they're doing what we did.
I think if my maths is correct, right, that's like 9 hours shift, right? So at £9 an hour, right? Piss off! I don't have a sword. That's just over about, if my maths correct, about £180, right, a week. No, well, sorry, a day that you do your shift, right? Before taxes and stuff, right? Piss off. Whereabouts in the UK, the northeast.
So, what? I don't get that. Hang on, was Ash's math wrong though as well?
A shift, right?
Hang on, that needs to be explained to me because I didn't even follow that at all.
Let's just say £9 an hour, right? And you do.
Okay, so a person get. Hang on, so he's right. I'm gonna write down. Hang on a second, right? I can't even put up my fucking sticky notes or anything. Hang on. So I'll type in. I'll put notepad, right? I'll type in. So what did he say? 9 out. Wait. So he said 9. What did he say? Exactly. If I click on this thing, it'll take the video off. Yeah. Wait. Hang on. So if he said. Hang on. So he said 3. I can't type today. So he said £9 an hour, right? So we're gonna work this out.
You do a normal 9 to 5, right?
A 9 to 5 shift. Yeah, 9 times 7, so their maths is wrong. Yeah, so 9 to 5. So you do a 9 to 5 shift, right? But that's technically 8. Yeah, that's 8 hours. That's not fucking 7. Should be 9 times 8. So £9 an hour, right? Times 8 hours, right? Okay. So that should be 72, yeah. 9 times 8 is 72, yeah.
If my maths is correct, right, that's like 9 hours shift, right?
Yeah, so he's wrong with 9 hour shift, right? 9 till 5. Right.
At £9 an hour, right?
Okay.
Piss off! I don't have a sword.
Yes, you do.
That's just over about, if my maths correct, about £180, right, a week. No, well, sorry.
Wait, no.
Right, a day that you do your shift, right?
So that's £72 a day. Yeah. So £72. So 72 times 7. That's fuck knows. I'm not good at maths. So what's that, Rivers? 92 times 7. Oh, sorry, 72 times 7. I should say. Calculator out. £504 a week. So he's, yeah,
Taxes and stuff, right?
for taxes or whatever, yeah.
Whereabouts in the UK, the northeast.
I'm pretty sure he goes on to elaborate the rest of that, and this is what this person's doing, whoever's made this video, is they're cutting out bits and just taking context out, and then, do you know what I mean?
Because we don't have to pay.
Oh wait, no, so, hang on. So what's
UK
this section on
northeast.
about? Just ends our context, yeah. Acquire finances to support your dream. Okay.
With us, we don't have to pay any of it back. Because obviously, like... But what we do have to do, though, is, like, we don't get the money for nothing. Like, while we're claiming money, we still have to be, like, searching for jobs and proving to the government...
You said about being on benefits.
We're not just sat on our asses playing video games, you know. Like... Technically, I'm on the 6th, so I don't have to... But yeah, like, you have to prove that, like... You have to prove that, you know, you are searching for jobs and you're not just, yeah, sat on your ass doing nothing. So, like, you've got to go to...
But that's our legacy. That's what we do. Sit on our ass, do fuck all. Drive, bitch!
But yeah, you've got to...
What the hell Kieran was doing?
You've got to, like... You've got to go to meetings and, like, prove to like the government that, like, you know, you are looking for jobs and that, like, you have to do 75 hours a week job search. So you have to prove to the government that you're sat there for 75 hours, right, searching for fucking jobs.
This method has a success rate of 100%, as both of these streamers are affiliates on the grind to partners who speak. Use it to fulfill your streaming dream. Is that it? Right, so, okay, right. So, I'm going to go back to the context of this, right? So, what did Ash say? 75 hours a week job search. If I was working a 9 to 5 job, so that's 7 hours. No, sorry, I've done the maths wrong now. 8 hours, right? Yeah, exactly, the streaming dream. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so if you're working a 9 to 5 job, right? So that's 8 hours, yeah? So 10, so, yeah, so 8 hours, right? And then you do 8 times 7, 72, right? So and then there's an extra, that's 72 hours a week. If you do weekends, it might be 80, whatever, you know. So yeah, that's the job search part of being on Universal Credits. That's what it is now. It's not anything else, right? That's all you have to do is you have to do 75 hours a week, right? Minimum wage £10. I'm not asked what minimum wage, right? But they have to, yeah, you have to do that. I had to do it for 75 hours. It wasn't 75 hours at all a week. You have to do job searching. You just have to job search at least like as much as you can. So what I did is I literally applied for everything until I couldn't anymore. And I got nothing back. I had like I think in the space of me being on Universal Credit at the very start, I had like 2 interviews, maybe 4 interviews, and I was only on Universal Credit for like, I was only on it for like a year, because I went onto Universal Credit the second that I finished university. So that was, it wasn't the second after. I was on nothing for like half a year, because obviously I was living with my granddad, so obviously I didn't really need to do anything. And I thought, well, I want to get my dream job, and I want to get a job. But Universal Credit will help to pay the bills for my granddad and all this kind of stuff, because I'd moved in with my brother, and he was financially abusing my granddad, and that's a whole different thing that I don't want to get into, because it's, yeah, that is what it is, right? You have to job search, and you have to look up jobs, and I applied for everything and all this kind of stuff. And because of that, you have to put it in. Sometimes you can get penalised for it if you don't do it. You have to have an excuse. I had an excuse not to do job search because I had people at my house with Molotovs threatening to fucking burn the house down because my brother owed drug debts to people. So I literally was not on my PC. I was like sat at the window like most of the time. It was in this bedroom as well because I had the biggest room. When this used to be a bedroom, I used to be sat on my bed because it was right next to the window and just sit against that wall. Not this wall, but the wall where the settee is. I used to sit there and just look out the window or just hear for things because we were in fear because of it and all this kind of stuff. Now, speaking of Ash and Kieran, what they decide to do when they are on Universal Credit, when he was saying like people, you can't just sit on your ass, you have to go out and look for jobs and blah blah. That is all we do. We were very, in all fairness, we were very, what's the word? Not benefited, but we were very privileged. That's it. We were very privileged to be in a position where we literally could just play games, but we had to do job search. We had to do this and this. Kieran didn't have to because he was on the sick like immediately, I think, or something like that. And when you don't do job search for a couple of weeks, or you want to go on the sick because of mental health or whatever, and you have to give a sick note to your job coach. I think it's 3 times you have to go for an assessment. I went for an assessment, right? No, I know, but it's not your job to justify your existence. I'm aware of this, I know. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, what they decide to do on Universal Credit is their fucking prerogative, right? And that's what the benefit system is made for. It's to turn people against each other. It's to turn working class people against people that are on the dole, because you automatically assume that they're just sitting on their asses to doing nothing. But then there's people who physically can't go to work and all this kind of stuff. And there's like a myriad of factors that like factor into why a person can't get a job and all this kind of stuff, right? And they admit to it. Like even Kieran's like, well, that's all we do. And like he said, you know, it's my legacy and that's what I'm going to do. If he wants to live his life doing that, that's him. Like that's his prerogative. That's his choice, right? Whether Ash decides to do living on Universal Credit, that was his choice. Right, and he still does it. We're all still on that system. I'm trying to get Pip, and it's like I've heard nothing back from him and all this kind of stuff. So the point I'm trying to say, I was trying to make a point, but I'm not trying to. I'm just skewing off into it. This is going to be a YouTube video because the person who made this video needs to know there is context behind. There's context that they've cut out. There's context to everything that they've said. because it's not necessarily, you know, I can't just report the video, because by the way, I have reported the video. I think I did, Tom did, and I shared the link out to this video to like loads of people on my friends list to report it because it was horrible what they were saying. Because it wasn't horrible because they were trying to make it as though they were just taking the piss, but it's like you said earlier, Nick, the person who made this video clearly has a grudge, and I think it's very sad, and you need to like reevaluate. Like if you are watching this video, it's a very sad thing, and you need to reevaluate your life of why you're doing it. There was no point. We weren't hurting yous. You know, we weren't doing anything. We said things that were a bit fucking stupid. Who hasn't? You know what I mean? And we're not those people anymore. We've grown up. I mean, I can say I have. I don't know about Ash and Kieran, but like I've grown up from it. I don't do shit like that anymore. Do you know? I don't like. You know, I've grew from it. So whatever you're trying to do, obviously you think, like I say, you haven't necessarily got to me. It's just that a follower has brought it up in a Twitch stream. And I want to just elaborate on it because, yeah, you've made it to take the piss. I know you haven't. Your editing fucking sucks, for starters, right? I mean, I can't say anything. I just crop my videos. I don't really edit them whatsoever besides cropping them. That's it, in terms of that. But I just don't get why you had to go out your way to make a video like this. Because it's not damaging. Like I said, I've got nothing to lose. It doesn't hurt me. Just, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm salty about it now. But it's like, you've made it for no reason. And to evaluate it as well, right? There was people in our, because we were in like a group, for Minecraft streaming. Yeah, the up and coming streamers. Mathematical genius and history buffs, as well as the ever graceful VampiricMisfit. Ever graceful, I appreciate that, you know. Graceful, don't know, but fair enough. Yeah, see, there was people in our group that were basically, like, in our Discord, go to it and just tell them to shut up. Do you know what I mean? To tell them to be quiet about it, because, yeah, it was like, wish I had someone envy me that much, creating a channel, wasting editing a video just for the hate. It's stupid. It was not a waste of time. It made the people who sent me the clips laugh, and was a private joke till the group, it was a private joke till the group of you found it. Now, if it was a joke that it was made, why fucking make it and make it public? Why make it in the first place if it was just a fucking joke? Yeah, it's funny how Tom isn't mentioned at all, but that's not how we're saying it, right? That's what we're trying to say. Is that, like, fucking, I'm not interested in that. Tom wasn't, we didn't like stream much with Tom because at the time he was in a relationship with someone, and that's a whole different thing which we're not going to bring up because, you know, I'm not going to. But he basically, when he was not with us, he was friends with us, but he never came on, didn't come on that much, for obvious reasons and stuff. If he brings it up in like streams, or if he has brought it up, then he has. I'm not bringing it up here. But like, it's not him. I don't know, Rivers, if you're trying to insinuate. But no, I don't think you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm just, you know. Yeah, Tom wasn't friends with us at the time. Like, well, he was friends with us, sorry. He wasn't on Skype at the time. I think it was Skype. Maybe Discord. No, it was Discord, yeah. He wasn't in streams with us. So, and I think it was just someone that me and Ash used to specifically hang about with because it feels like that was the case. You guys made a private group dedicated to hate, covert, and vampiric. This is getting deeper and deeper. I know Douglas can't spell, you know. This rant is taking too long. Nick, shut up. I mean, is it to hate on them? I have almost zero problems with Vampiric other than he used to annoy everyone being a tag along, right? So it was someone who I used to actually physically fucking talk to. And me being a tag along is so rich considering the fact that I never leave the fucking house. So I mean, what a push. But it's a good push, yeah. Ashley should have a public hate group. Like the list of bullshit that has came out of his mouth, where to begin? He was dating a 13-year-old when he was 18 now. I didn't know about you. That is pretty fucked up. Seti went by Heartstopper back then or something. Aztec. Also, you grossly overestimate how much we care about this. It's more like, why would we want someone who has a history of grooming a minor to be a streamer of Twitch, streaming a kids game? So, that bit, right, because obviously I've talked about it now. Ash was 18 going out with a 15-year-old. So that was obviously, I'm not saying just because they're wrong that like the way that they got the ages wrong doesn't mean they don't have a point. They do have a point. So when we found this out about Ash, right? I said to him that you do not fucking speak to me anymore. You don't speak to my friend. You don't speak to our friends. This was 2 years ago. This was made. So this was 2021. Bloody hell, time flies. What was I saying? Yeah, I was like, don't fucking speak to me. Don't speak to any of them, like to our friends, because we don't want anything to do with you. This was in a PlayStation call, group chat, whatever. And we said, don't fucking speak to us. Piss off now. So we all unfriended him. We didn't speak to him. Let him get on with his own thing. Couple of months pass and he's saying how fucking horrible he feels about it. He blocked the person, and that was all. Like that's all he did. And he like you said, don't fucking speak to us, blah blah. And a couple of months have passed. We haven't spoken to Ash for I'd say nearly half a year. Like half of 2022, we only started talking to him again. And no, because it's 2019. I'm getting it wrong, but basically we didn't speak to him, right? Didn't speak to him for like and he regrets it, and he said like it was a stupid thing. They never met up physically, they never did anything physical, right? And shit like that. And people will know me, and especially like Nick who's in the chat. You know my stance on fucking on that. I'm not saying it because YouTube will censor me or whatever. Like you know my views that's on stuff like that, and I will not fucking stand for it whatsoever. He makes the occasional joke about which I even say it's a bit fucked up, it's clapped. He doesn't joke about the situation, about the girl. He makes those kinds of jokes, like, oh, at least when I've moved into this new house, I'm not near a school, and all, like, as a joke, you know what I mean? It's like, we've even said, like, if it gets to the point where we can't tell if you're joking or not, we're not going to fucking speak to you again. You can piss off, and we've given you this try. So he did regret it, and he does regret it still, and we don't ever speak about it again. And I've even said, if I find out you're doing this again, I'm fucking do not do it, you know what I mean? I find that maybe you got too far in that sense, like capital sentences. I don't know what you mean. Oh, but yeah, anyway. I think I know what you mean, Nick. But too far. Oh yeah, as in like capital punishment. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's my views on that anyway. But yeah, so he regrets it anyway. Capital punishment, as in killing people, as in like death penalty, stuff like that. Rivers. But like, that's what that's my view on it, and like I've said. But yeah, he regretted it, and he said, "I'm just really fucking sorry for everything that happened and all this kind of stuff." And I was like, right, well, if I catch you doing it, or someone tells me you've done it again, that's it, we're through. Yeah, someone even said, I'd advise not using your real name online, especially since you both stream and give information about where you live freely. Friendly advice, and it's like. Nick, right? That actually made me jump. Anyway, yeah, so they even mentioned that as well. About a person who was sticking up for us in the group chat as well. But that actually made me jump, so well done, you've done it. You win a prize. Like a kiss. But like I say, he regrets it now. And I've even said if it gets to a point of it being a fucking, you don't think it's a joke, or like you're saying we think it's not a joke, then, we need to have fucking words with you. You know what I mean? We need to actually say it, like, this is not on. So they're at 5 subscribers now, and I don't think they've made anything else. They've just done this, and yeah, just a friendly channel to help aspiring streamers reach a goal, become an affiliate on the streaming platform, Twitch. This is a Herculean task, and like, it's a very fucking easy thing. And like, so if the rumor was the 13-year-old, she wasn't 13, she was 15, and I think she was like 16 a month after we told him not to fucking speak to her. But that's it's not, that's not evidence to say, oh, well, it's alright because she was turning legal age. Like, what I mean? That's not me saying that. I'm saying as in, like, she turned 16 afterwards, and regardless of what her age is, she's still a fucking teenager, right? And it doesn't make it, just because it's legal doesn't make it right. That's how I always feel about it as well. But he regrets it and everything else. So, Road to Affiliate and a video that you made, you've tried and you've failed because you left out context and just thought I'd explain it, I guess. And this is I don't know. I'll happily make this into a video because I don't give a shit. I'll defend myself until I fucking till whatever. Even if I lose followers about it because I'm not bothered. Like I said, I've got nothing to fucking lose. But I know that I have morals and I've changed and legally right but morally wrong as well. Yeah, I get that, Rivers. Yeah, I know. So yeah, well done. Sound. But the one thing, yeah, you could probably kick off if you make a response video of this is, yeah, there is a fan in the background because it's a heat wave. Shit happens. So, sound. But yeah, anyway, with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching this episode of Minecraft, which turned into this. But yeah, like I say, editing won't be good on this video if I make a response, but this is how it's going to be. And I'm going to make 2 videos tonight. That was the chair. Shut up. I'm going to make 2 videos tonight. I'm going to edit down the Minecraft one, and then I'm going to release this one. Because if we're past the point of not caring, then we're past the point of, you know, responding to VampiricMisfit's response. Yeah, exactly. That's what it'll be. Yeah, responding to the response. And then it'll be responding to the response of the response. Like, it'll just go on and go on until we're in an infinite response loop. So